Grocery prices have been getting out of hand lately, and I don't see them getting any better anytime soon. And it can be really overwhelming to try to feed your family without blowing your budget. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ashley, and today I am going over a meal plan where I made 3 meals for under $15. So I got all the ingredients. I believe my total was like $14.57. I'll go back and look and I'll put it up here on the screen what my total was, but it was under $15 and I got 3 delicious dinners for my family of 6 and so good. Let's go ahead and get into it. I almost forgot. I also made a free printable for you guys. It's got the entire shopping list plus all 3 recipes. If you want to cook along with me, you can download it and print it out later. It's completely free, and I'll put it down in the description below. Let's get started. So this is my grocery haul. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but I've got 3 meals planned. I've got my discount bakery bread. They didn't have the store brand sausage, so I had to get Jimmy Dean. So that was a little pricier, but I got my bread and my rotisserie chicken on discount. So I still was able to stay within budget. I got some tomato paste, a block of cream cheese, fire roasted tomatoes with green chilies, corn, a 1-pound box of pasta, 1 pound of pinto beans, and 1 pound of brown rice. The brown rice was actually about 8 cents cheaper than the white rice, so I went ahead with that. And as you can see right here, my total was $14.56. So I actually was a little under budget. So with your pinto beans, because they're dried, you're gonna want to soak them. And you just want to sort and get any bad ones out. See if there's any like pebbles. Sometimes there's pebbles in there. And then you're going to want to cover it with about 6 to 8 cups of water and let this sit overnight. You can also do a quick soak. There's instructions on the back for a quick soak or an overnight soak. Just follow the directions. But I'm not making these till tomorrow, so I can do an overnight soak. First up, we have our sausage pasta. This was such a hit, and it instantly became my 11-year-old's favorite meal I've ever made. We're going to start by browning half a pound of Italian sausage, and then adding half a can of tomato paste when the sausage is almost done cooking. You're going to want to cook the tomato paste for a few minutes, and then add your chicken bouillon or any kind of broth base you want, and a couple cups of water. At this point, you're just going to combine everything and let it come back up to a simmer. Now you're going to add half a block of cream cheese, and while that gets nice and melty and warm, you're going to work on your garlic bread. I'm just using half a loaf because these loaves were really big, and put some butter and garlic and Italian seasoning, or really whatever you want. You don't even have to put butter or the seasoning on. You can just put it in the oven and it's going to taste delicious. While the bread is baking, cook up your pasta and then add it to your sauce. This was so good. Let me tell you, this became an instant favorite. I know it doesn't look like a whole lot on the plate, but oh my gosh, this was so good. I've drained and rinsed my beans and I've separated them. Half are going to stay in here. I'm going to put these off to the side. I've got something planned for that in a little bit. And then the rest go in my crock pot. We are going to make a chicken tortilla soup. You are going to add a can of whole corn with the juice and everything, and also a can of diced tomatoes with green chilies, also known as rotel. And then I'm going to fill both of these cups back up, and we're going to see where we are there. I went ahead and filled both of these up with water twice and put it in here. And then I'm also going to put a little bit of broth base. Probably like that much. That looks good. Maybe a little bit more. Stir that around, get all the broth base off. And now for the seasonings, I'm going to put in a little bit of cumin. I love cumin. A little bit of chili powder. Ooh, my kids don't like it that spicy. There we go. A little bit of onion powder. And I don't measure anything. It's kind of just measure with your heart. and some garlic powder, salt. Here's your salt. You can adjust all this at the end, and some pepper. So you mix all that up and you put it in your crock pot. You can do it on low for like 6 to 8 hours. You can do it on high for 3 or 4 hours. Just check, and when the beans are nice and soft, it'll be ready for the next step. I went ahead and added a rotisserie chicken and the other half a block of the cream cheese that I had. And I'm going to keep that. It's on high right now. Probably put it on high for like another 30 minutes or until the chicken heats through. I forgot to get footage of it, but I served this soup with the other half of the bread from the other night. So for the other half of my beans, I'm going to do rice and beans. I'm going to be using the other half of the sausage that I had from last night's dinner, the pasta dish, and the other half of the can of tomato paste. That's one of the important things with budget cooking is finding ingredients that will stretch across multiple meals. So my cream cheese, I'm going to be using that later on in the chicken tortilla soup because I had half a block already. So that's kind of how I go about making a meal plan like this, is I start with one meal that I really want to do that I know is a family favorite. For me, it's that pasta. My kids love it. You only have to use a little bit of sausage and a little bit of cream cheese. So now I'm looking and I'm like, I'm going to have half a block of cream cheese, half a can of tomato paste, and half a roll of sausage. What can I do from there? And that's when I kind of came up with beans and rice. My kids love beans and rice. Okay, and we're just adding the tomato paste. Now you want to incorporate that and get kind of you want to cook the tomato paste for a little bit to get that raw tomato taste out. But man, I know rice and beans is a budget meal, but my kids love rice and beans. Doesn't matter the rice, doesn't matter the beans. Doing something a little fancy tonight by adding the sausage in there. They like it without the sausage. They will just eat rice and beans. So, and then when your sausage is done cooking and your tomato sauce is nice and fragrant, add your beans, your dried beans, along with about 4 cups of water. You're also going to want to add in some chicken broth just for extra flavor. You don't have to. But what I like to do with my rice and beans is cook it the day before I plan on eating it because, man, it just gets so much better. I'll cook the rice fresh tomorrow right before we eat. But the beans, oh, you let that sit in the fridge overnight and you come back and you just put it right back on the oven and heat it back through. Oh, it's so good. The final thing is Tony Chachere's. This stuff is so good. It is like a great Cajun seasoning. Oh, it's a little. Start with that. And then let that come up to a boil. Reduce the heat to a simmer and let that cook for about 4 to 6 hours. This was another meal that quickly became a family favorite. I hope this gave you guys some good ideas for stretching your grocery budget. Don't forget the free printable in the description box. And if you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See y'all in the next one. Bye.